Hello, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is part number 14 of my discussion on mass transfer coefficients. And from this video lecture, I will start my discussion on interphase mass transfer. And this would be the first video in that series. And it is an introductory video where I will introduce interphase mass transfer to you. So at the end of this video lecture, you will be able to tell what is interphase mass transfer. So let us begin the discussion. So what is interphase mass transfer? Let us understand. We need to know that majority of mass transfer operations that are used in chemical industries, they involve the contact of two insoluble phases. So it could be gas and liquid, it could be two insoluble liquid phases, or it could be liquid and solid, or gas and solid. What is the purpose of bringing such two insoluble phases in contact with each other? The purpose is to bring about the mass transfer of components between them. The objective is to have transfer of the constituents of those phases between them. So the purpose of this contact is to bring about the transfer of the components of those two phases among the two phases. For example, if you have to give some examples in this case, for example, in distillation, there is contact of vapor and liquid phases. So in distillation, what happens? Vapor phase is created out of the liquid phase, and during the operation, this vapor phase and the liquid phase, they are in contact with each other, and during this contact, components get transferred between the two phases. Then in gas absorption, where a gaseous mixture is in contact with the liquid phase, that is, there is a contact of gas and liquid phases, and there is transfer of components from gas to the liquid phase. And in liquid extraction, there is contact of two insoluble liquid phases, and which components get transferred from the feed solution to the solvent. So there is transfer of components between them. In leaching, there is contact of liquid and solid phases, and then components from the solid phase, they get transferred to the liquid phase. In adsorption, there is contact of fluid, which could be a gas or liquid, and solid phase. So there is contact between fluid and solid phases. So it could be gas phase or it could be liquid phase. So I have a complete playlist on distillation, liquid extraction, leaching, adsorption. It is available on my channel. If you have not yet seen those videos, you can watch those videos. And shortly I will be making video lectures on gas absorption. So in each of this mass transfer operation, you have contact of two insoluble phases. And during the contact of these two insoluble phases, there is transfer of components. There is transfer of the constituents of those phases between them. So although here you have two phases, two insoluble phases, that is two phases that are not soluble in each other, they are in contact with each other, their components are transferred between them. For example, if you have gas absorption where there is a mixture of gas A and gas B, and it is contacted with a solvent. So although the liquid and gas phase, they are not soluble in each other, the components, for example, if A is the solute, then solute is transferred from the gas phase to the liquid phase. So that's why I'm saying, although the two phases, they are not soluble in each other, their components, their constituents, they are transferred between them. That is what you need to understand regarding interphase mass transfer. By interface, we mean transfer of components across the phases, between the phases. So let us understand. Let us move on. So as you bring the two insoluble phases in contact with each other, what happens? The first thing that happens is an interface is formed between them. What is an interface? An interface is a boundary that separates the two phases. So for example, if a gas phase is brought in contact with a liquid phase, then as soon as they come in contact with each other, there is a formation of a boundary that separates the two phases. And this boundary is nothing but the interface. So in the process of interface mass transfer, when the two insoluble phases, they come in contact with each other, the first thing that happens is an interface is formed. What is an interface? An interface is the boundary that separates the two phases. So in this case, two types of transfer processes are involved. So when you have the contact of those two insoluble phases, two types of transfer processes are involved. The first one is transfer through the bulk phases. So for example, if it is gas and liquid, then there will be transfer through gas phase and then transfer through liquid phase. So one type of transfer is transfer through the bulk phases. And the second type of transfer is transfer across the interface. I will tell you, I will show it schematically. For time being, you need to understand that in interface mass transfer, two types of transfer processes are involved. One is transfer through the bulk phases, and then transfer across the interface, which is the boundary between the bulk phases. So in the case of transfer through bulk phases, the driving force is the concentration gradient. So as long as concentration gradient exists in bulk phases, transfer through bulk phases, it is going to continue. If you have to represent it, so let me just show you. So you have, let us say again, there is contact of gas and liquid phase. The first thing that happens is there is formation of the interface. And let us say I have shown it. So I have shown it in detail. I will shortly tell about it. So there is transfer through bulk gas phase, transfer through bulk liquid phase, and the driving force for this transfer is the concentration gradient. So for example, in the gas phase, as long as there is concentration gradient, transfer is going to continue. So for transfer through bulk phases, the driving force is the concentration gradient. And as I said, it will continue as long as the concentration gradient exists. Then the second type of transfer is transfer across the interface. That is, the transfer will be taking place across the interface. So for example, from gas phase to liquid phase, or from liquid phase to gas phase. So in this case, this transfer across the interface, it will continue as long as the two phases are not in equilibrium with each other. So as long as the two phases, they are not in equilibrium with each other, transfer across the interface, it is going to continue to occur. In my next video lecture, I will be discussing about the equilibrium, how equilibrium is reached between two insoluble phases. So that I will do in my next video lecture. So for time being, you need to understand that there in interface mass transfer, two type of transfer processes are involved. One is transfer through bulk phases, which is due to concentration gradient. Therefore, it will continue as long as there is the concentration gradient. And the second type of transfer is transfer across the interface, which will continue to occur as long as the two phases are not in equilibrium with each other. As soon as the two phases come in equilibrium with each other, transfer across the interface, it is going to stop. Or we can say that interface mass transfer will stop. So I hope you have understood this mechanism of interface mass transfer. If you have any doubts, you please mention them in the comment section. Let us move ahead. Okay, now let me talk about the example. So for example, consider a contact between a gas and a liquid phase. So, and we are going to consider this transfer of component A or component A in the gas phase. It is absorbed into the liquid. So you have the gas phase, bulk gas phase, and then you have bulk liquid phase. And as soon as the two phases come in contact with each other, there is formation of boundary, and this boundary is nothing but the interface. Now we are considering transfer of A. Let me just show one molecule of A for the sake of understanding. So initially we are concerned about transfer of A from gas phase to liquid phase. That is what happens during absorption. So initially A is in the bulk gas phase, and since there is concentration gradient within the bulk gas phase, so in this case for transfer of A, for absorption of A into the liquid, A will be moving to the interface. So there is concentration gradient in this direction. So A, it will be moving to the interface. So this movement has occurred within the bulk gas phase, and it has occurred because there is concentration gradient. So after reaching the interface, that is one process is A moves from bulk gas phase to the interface due to concentration gradient. And once it is at the interface, it will cross over the interface. So transfer of A through the gas phase. So it moves from the bulk gas phase to the interface, and it happens due to concentration gradient. I just talked about it. And it will continue as long as the concentration gradient exists in the gas phase. So as long as there is concentration gradient within the gas phase, this transfer will continue. Then the next step that comes into picture is crossing of the interface. So A will cross over the interface, and then it will move from gas phase to the liquid phase, and it will first get at the interface, but this time on the liquid side. So this is transfer of A from gas phase to the liquid phase across the interface I have just shown, and it will continue as long as the gas and liquid phases, they are not in equilibrium with each other. So for interface mass transfer, or for transfer across the interface, the driving force is the fact that the two phases, they are not in equilibrium with each other. So I hope you have understood it. Then within the bulk liquid phase, what will happen? It will move from the interface to the bulk liquid phase. So this is transfer of A through the liquid phase. Again, this is due to concentration gradient. And this transfer will take place from the interface to the bulk liquid due to concentration gradient, and it will continue as long as there is concentration gradient within the bulk liquid phase. So you must have noticed in this case, you have transfer through the bulk phase, transfer through bulk gas phase, transfer through gas phase, from the bulk gas phase to the interface. Then you have transfer across the interface, transfer across the interface, and then you have transfer through the liquid phase, transfer through the liquid phase. So you can say that in this case, interface mass transfer has occurred in 3 steps, and in general, these 3 steps are followed. One is transfer through the bulk phase, transfer through one phase from bulk to interface, crossing over the interface, and then you have transfer from interface to the bulk in the second phase. So I hope you have understood the mechanism of interface mass transfer with the help of this example. If you have any doubts, you please mention them in the comment section. Let us move ahead. Now, I will tell you what is the role of interface. As we know, interface is the boundary that separates the two insoluble phases. So interface, it is nothing but a boundary that separates two insoluble phases when they are brought in contact with each other. we have understood it. So we have considered this example, bulk, gas phase, liquid phase, and this boundary is the interface which separates the two phases. Now, what can you say about the interface? Physical properties sharply change at the interface. That is, at the interface, on one side of the interface, you have the gas phase. So all properties of gas will be existing. And on the other side of the interface, you have the liquid phase, where all properties of liquid will be existing. So there is a drastic change of physical properties across the interface. So that's why I'm saying physical properties sharply change at the interface. Then ideally, the thickness of the interface is considered to be 0. So ideally, theoretically, it is assumed that the thickness of the interface is 0. The interface has no thickness. Then the other thing that you have to note about this is the two phases are at equilibrium at the interface. At the interface, the two phases are in equilibrium with each other. Or the two phases, concentrations in the two phases, they are in equilibrium with each other. We are going to understand this in our next video lecture. So for time being, you just understand at the interface, the two phases are in equilibrium with each other. The other thing is mass transfer across occurs through the interface. Then mass transfer, it occurs through the interface, and there is no resistance to this mass transfer at the interface. So as the mass transfer occurs from gas phase to the liquid phase through this interface, there is no resistance to that mass transfer. So these are the few important points you need to remember about the interface. So with this, I will end my discussion on introduction to interface mass transfer. I have briefly introduced what is interface mass transfer to you. I hope you must have understood the concept of interface mass transfer. Then what is interface? What is the role of interface in interface mass transfer? So at this point of time, you must have understood that the interface mass transfer, it will continue to occur as long as the two phases are not in equilibrium with each other. So therefore, understanding of equilibrium is very important. And that's why in my next video lecture, I will be discussing how equilibrium is achieved between two insoluble phases. For time being, I will end my discussion for this video lecture. If you have any doubts, you please mention them in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video. Do subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends to subscribe to it. And I hope you'll be with me in my next video lecture, where I will discuss the concept of equilibrium between two insoluble phases. For now, have a nice day. Bye-bye.